President Trump exposes Diddy's secret pardon ask after his 4-year sentence. Now, real quick before we get into anything, I want to ask you guys in my comments, do you guys think that President Trump should or shouldn't pardon Diddy? But anyway, we're about to watch a clip of President Trump revealing that Diddy asked him for a pardon, and then I want to give my commentary, and then we're going to read some comments because I want to see what the people got to say about this.
The Supreme Court is back, and they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
You know, I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it. So, but I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
But she was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly.
The Supreme Court.
All right, so you guys saw that. He reveals that Diddy asked him for a pardon. Now, in my opinion, right, I don't know, man. If he freed Diddy, cool. If he don't free Diddy, cool. Like, I personally I don't care either way. But I did look into his charges, right? And it said that, you know, he was charged with, wait, let me just pull it up again real quick. Pull it up again. Because I want to pull it up again for you guys. My bad. All right, let's go. Where was it? Here it is. Right. He was accused of racketeering. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. He was accused of racketeering, 2 sex trafficking counts, and 2 counts of transportation for prostitution. The charges centered on his conduct with ex-girlfriend singer Cassie Ventura and an anonymous victim known as Jane, who testified in the trial. Now, like I said, I don't think, right, this was that bad. All right, I might be a bad person to some people. I don't give a shit. I don't think this is that bad. I really don't. But anyway, let's see what the people got to say about this. You know, those are my thoughts on that. I don't really think what Diddy did was that bad for real. I think they should let him out. I think so. I do. Some people might disagree with me on that, but I don't give a shit. It's whatever. Let's see what people got to say about in these comments. This person says only reason he ain't pardon him because Diddy was supporting the other side during the elections. I do remember that. I forgot about that until I read that comment. I remember that now. Another person says if Trump gave Kodak and Wayne a pass, P. Diddy's odds aren't that bad, but for the backlash. But like I said, right? All Diddy was a freak from what I read from his charges. Right? Why would everybody be so mad about him getting out if he was just a freak? Now, granted, I did see the video of him and Cassie and that interaction. I seen it, you know, but we don't know what was going on behind closed doors. And I'm not condoning domestic violence. Get the fuck out of here in advance. But all I'm saying is, based on the charges, not that video, just the charges, he was just a freak. That was all it was. I don't think he should be in jail. You know. But anyway, another person says, but how do you call the president from jail? That's a good question. You know, but when you got money, you know, the rules don't apply to you. Another person says, didn't Trump I'm assuming they meant to say, after he became president, did he start to talk shit about him? But another person said the same thing. Why was his call allowed to get to Trump? Another person says, all that he got to do is write a $10 million check and a nice letter to Trump, and he will be out next year. Another person says, he speaks out about this, but no words of encouragement during the government shutdown. A simple both sides or I'm assuming he meant to say a simple both sides are working tirelessly to get it back running, but he volunteers this BS. Yeah, the government shutdown is still crazy. Let me know in the comments, is the government shutdown personally affecting you? Yes or no? Anyway, another person says he called Another person says, excuse me, where's to part? What? Excuse me, what's there to pardon? Pardon, I misread that. Another person says, Shump, he bet not. Another person says, damn, he quick with it. They were aiming for 11 years. He got 4. I think he was lucky enough. Another person says, get him out, man. Another person says, haha, so he has Trump's private line. Another person says, after bashing him. Another person says, pardon Diddy wouldn't go down well with many Americans. 4 years is a lenient sentence for the atrocities he's committed. What atrocities? All he was a freak. He just transported chicks to get penis, bro. That's like, I don't think that's that big of a deal. These women were grown as fuck. I don't understand. Like, I still don't understand the outrage from people. I really don't. Thank you. Exactly. This person said, explain to us Americans how having orgies with consenting adults and paying male prostitutes are atrocities. Facts. That's right. That's all he was a freak. Another person says he just freaky AF. What he do? Facts. I'm confused. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I felt like a bad person until I read these comments. No bullshit. Another person says, what atrocities? Many of you are guiltier than Diddy. I don't know about that, but I do agree with the what atrocities part, because I'm still confused. Another person says 4 years is a ton for what he got convicted of as a first-time offender. The atrocities you speak of aren't what he was charged with. We know about them, but they can't be considered during sentencing. Only what he was actually found guilty of. Another person says, many Americans, you mean the racist white Americans who want to see a successful black man humbled and prosecuted. No comment. Another person says, criminals sticking together. Another person says, fact that Diddy can still call Trump is insane. Another person says, law must prevail. Didn't it already did? He's in jail. Another person says, of course, he will call his homie. Another person says, do not pardon this man. So for the most part, right, a lot of people are on the side of not giving Diddy a pardon. But like I said, I legit don't understand what he did wrong. He just took chicks to go and get fucked, bro. From male prostitutes and shit. He was just freaky. He was just a freaky bull. He was just a freaky ass nut ball. Bull. All my Philly people would understand bull. But anyway, another person says that's why he booked shows he knows he'll be pardoned. Another person says Trump will not pardon him. Relax, people. Another person says 2028 Trump signing the pardon. I want to see what the comment says on this one. Another person says one of the worst child sex traffickers in modern history, and the president of the United States, when asked about a pardon for this person, says he has to think about it. No one can defend this, not even MAGA. I'm assuming he's talking about. He can't be talking about Diddy. I don't remember Diddy being a child sex trafficker. I thought he was the only trafficking grown ass women. You know, but even if though, right? These women are consenting adults. They could have just said fucking no. But anyway, another person says, I hope the answer is no. Another person says, Trump only pardons terrible people, so Diddy has a chance. Another person says, free R. Kelly. I felt that was him basically saying he isn't going to look at it while saying he will, to be honest. Another person says he killed Tupac. But anyway, I'm done reading these comments, man. Like I said, in my opinion, Diddy was just freaky. That's all he did. He liked sex more than, the rest of us. And he had a thing for baby oil. That was pretty much it. I don't think he did anything to warrant still being in jail. I really don't. Unless I'm missing something, which you guys can fill me in the comments. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down in my comments. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And of course, check out hashtag Rainford Network in the pin comment to stay up to date and never miss a video.